Hi, I'm Ayman. Welcome back to one of my videos. In this video, I'm going to show you how to install the front seat driver's side seat cover for a Honda Civic 2016-2022. In our previous videos, I showed you how to install the passenger side seat cover and the back seat cover. So go check those out if you haven't already, if you're interested. But for right now, we're going to install the front seat. Alright, so the instructions say to install the back cover first. But we're going to install the bottom cover first, and the reason why is because it's very hard to install the bottom cover because it's electronic. So, because the seat is electronic, so it's hard to move it around. So we're going to demonstrate on the outside what it looks like, so that if we are not able to show it on the inside, then you get an idea. So, on the bottom cover, there are 4 straps on the underside of it. There's 3 going down the middle, and then 1 going around the seat belt. And the way it works is that we're essentially assuming that this is the seat, putting it over it, looping the straps under the seat, as well as this strap around, and then securing them. Very simple. Supposedly. Let's try it. First, I have to undo these straps. This one is actually a clip, not a tie-in one. And to make this easier, you can try angling this seat in order to get as much clearance as you can. Because what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to tuck this eventually in between these cracks. That's probably one of the hardest parts of this installation, except for tucking these parts into the side of the seat. All right, we'll start out with these ones. I'm gonna push the straps to first. I wonder how far this can go forward. That would make it easier. Okay, so to push the seat forward so that you can get your arms behind here, there is a button on the leftmost side of these 2 buttons. You want to push that forward. I don't drive this car, so I'm not familiar with it. That'll give you enough clearance to reach behind and pull these straps through. Yeah, this is the button I'm talking about right here. Press it back to move it backwards and push it forward to move it forwards. This just changes the seat angle. Maybe that will come in handy later. What about this? That just moves the seat tilt. Okay. So I will tell you in advance, this will take a lot of elbow grease, a lot of struggling to just get it under. But eventually, you should be able to just fully pull the entire flap through that crack. Pull it as much as you can. And there we go. So now, what you want to do is you want to go around the perimeter of the seat and tuck in these side parts. So on this side, actually it would be better to show you on this side. Okay, there's nothing to tuck here, but you just wrap the seat around it, the seat cover around it. This will be made easier if I move the seat back. So I can get over here. Okay, and I suppose you need to push the seat forward a bit so that it gives you that clearance. Okay, I mean the seat cover forward a bit so that it gives you that clearance. Okay, now you want to pull these, you want to bring these straps to the back while you're here before you tuck these parts in. Okay, so it's very troublesome to do this by yourself. The best thing I could think of is just to try and position those straps as back possible as you can, and then coming in from the back seat and doing it. That's still a bit hard. So it's better to have 2 people doing it. In my case, I have my cameraman helping me out. You want to take the strap. Let me just undo this for a second. You want to loop it through the farthest, or you want to loop it towards in the hole that this strap is in. Right here. Then you want to loop it through this remaining hole. And then when you do that, you should just be able to pull it tightly. Same thing on the other side. Okay, and then same thing on the remaining side, which I believe it's already done. Now we're just left with this seatbelt clip as well as the seatbelt clip on the side. Which, let me see if I can reach it. So you want to reach in from between the control module. I don't know what the center console thingy, and in between the seat, you want to reach in and grab that. Then you want to grab this clip here. Just attach them. Easy. Okay. All right, so when we tuck in these sides, we have to tuck them in behind these plastic parts. We use this special orange tool, which is really just, you use it to push it in, to insert these. And this foam right here is used to help keep the cover secured under this plastic part. Now this cutout right here is also how you know that this is for the front driver's seat. This cutout should be on the left side for the driver's seat and on the right side for the passenger seat. So we're just going to insert them. First like this, and then we're going to use the pusher tool. So, I guess you could take out the plastic part if you want, but it's going to be hard to push back in. Alright, so unfortunately you can't push it all the way in. You kind of have to like fold it and tuck it in, just because of the way that the plastic part is blocking it from fully going down. After you're done tucking everything in and making sure that everything is nice and taut as you want it, then you can push this plastic part back in. We already pushed it back in, and you'll hear it click. Right now you can see that these are popping out, which is not very good cosmetically. Okay, so we figured out that there's a metal rod here that if you pull this back enough, you can actually slip the foam in between and under. So that might be able to be tucked under there. And we're going to push this plastic back. Okay, I'll just leave it like that. Now we're going to move on to the headrest. We have to take off the headrest, which we can't do it right now because if we try doing so, which the button is right here. Let me push it up further so you can see it. The button is right here. If we try to take it off right now, it's going to collide with the top of the ceiling, or in the bottom. It's going to collide with the ceiling. So we have to put this back as much as we can. That should be good, but just in case. Now we're going to push this button and slide it off. Ooh, very interestingly, I was going to say this is harder to take out than the other seat headrests, but it came out smoothly. So now you have the headrest out. You want to take the headrest cover. This one is interchangeable with the passenger seat headrest, so it doesn't matter which one you choose. And you want to locate the front side. The front side should be, let me correspond. The front side should be where actually it would be easier to say the back side. The back side is where it has holes for the these metal rods. And so if you look on the headrest cover, you'll see that the holes right here correspond to these metal rods. So that means that this side is the front. Okay, that was a bit convoluted. Just make sure that the holes on the headrest cover line up with the metal rods. This one will also be a bit tricky to put on. as you're doing this, make sure that none of the flaps fold inwards, because that makes it harder. Okay. Pull that up. Make sure it's as taut as possible. I mean, as tight as possible. But taut would also work. And there we go. Actually, this one went up way better than the passenger seat one did. And now what we need to do is pull these Velcro straps as close as we can to each other and secure that in place. Or maybe, actually, because these have such a lot of clearance, these would actually go better first. So let's try that. So take this Velcro strap, lay it down as tight as possible, and lay that on top of it. And do the same for these ones. Why would they give us so much clearance? So weird. Okay, so we're going to go with putting these lengthwise strips first. And then putting these bigger folds or flaps second. So do this as tight as possible. Then do the other side. And there we go. Okay, keep that aside for now because we've got to install the back cover first before we can install the headrest. Whew. Okay, so with the back cover, let's take a look at this. You have to make sure that the airbag hole is facing the left side, and that, well, of course, because the airbag's on the left side, that means that this is the front. Another way you can recognize it is that the pocket will be on the back side. So to install this, you need to locate this zipper right here and unzip it. That will give us the leeway to slip this onto the seat. You also want to take a look at these flaps. You're going to have to tuck these under into the crevice when you install them. So just be mindful of that as you're installing this. This also, I believe, has straps that you will deal with when we get there. Okay, let's flip this over. It just slips on. You can see that the holes for the headrests are aligned properly. And now, you want to go to the front. Pull it down as much as you can. Make sure that any parts of it that are tucked under or tucked inside, you pull out. Then you want to fold these flaps through the crevice. This one's kind of hard. As well as these flaps too. Okay, now we have tucked them under. The seat, I would recommend trying to pull the side flaps first before you pull the middle, as that will give you more leeway for the middle to be pulled through. Supposedly, after you do that, you're supposed to take off the Velcro here, lift these flaps up, and secure them using this Velcro. Okay, I'm just going to zip this down first, just to see if that will help with it. So pull this as much as we can. Just get it as tight as possible. Take off this Velcro. I wonder, did we take off the Velcro on that side? And pull this up as much as possible. I suggest working your way through, because you won't be able to hold up all these flaps at the same time. All I can recommend is that you get it as tight as possible as you can. You pull this down tightly as possible as you can before you do this, just so that when everything is done and you look at the front, that it's as tight as possible as you want it. See, right now this has a lot of freeway or leeway, like squishiness, so this might not be desired compared to that one. So what we might do after this clip is come back later and adjust it, but really we're going for this much, like this little pillowy. What? Oh, hey, Nisa. What's up? So we're going for as little pillowishness as possible. We want the seat cover to be as close to the seat as we want. This one is just a bit too much, so we'll adjust that later.
Hey, Iman, what are you doing?
Oh, we're just installing the seat cover for Abba.
Oh, it's looking good.
We're actually finishing up right now.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll leave you to it.
Peace. Okay, so we're actually finishing up right now because all I need to do is take this hook it under the seat, really attach it to anything there because there is no actual like bar. And I remember when we installed the passenger seat, there wasn't anything that we really picked. So just find something that's secure, preferably not the electronics as those can snap, but maybe if you find a strong enough wire you can attach it. But just hook this under so that it pulls down tightly. Lastly, you want to install the headrest, which means that we need to pull this back. And install it. Whew. Oh, there we go. The one thing I don't like about this seat cover is that it blocks the buttons, so it makes it kind of hard to adjust these, but just press in that general area in order to make it adjustable. Okay, so I'm Ayman, and today I showed you how to install the front driver seat cover for a 2016-2022 Honda Civic. Well, if you're interested in buying the seat cover, we'll post a link to it in the description below. It's quite costly because this is made of leather, maybe like $200, but it's useful if you want to protect your car from any damages. Go check out my video on this unboxing as well because I discuss more about that in that video. But I'm Ayman, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, look at other videos on Ayman, especially the videos on this Honda Civic, as well as the other videos for installing the seat covers. And I'll see you there. But for now, I'm Ayman, and signing out. Peace.